evening and welcome to Sweet Blessings, the Anna L. Brothers Show and Podcast, where we inspire, we encourage, and we empower you to live a fulfilling and blessed lifestyle. I'm Anna, your host. I'm trying to get this light together. I am a retired school teacher, an author, an educational consultant, a jury consultant, a dibble and dabble a little bit in the health and wellness world as well. I'm also a certified cake instructor. So I bring to you a wealth of knowledge and experience to our conversation. So each episode, I try to delve into topics that might enrich our lives, whether it's from educational and personal development to health and wellness. And of course, I cannot leave out the art of jury. And I do this by providing workshops and sometimes just knowledge and speakers and so forth. So I want to just say thank you again for joining me as we explore inspiring stories and expert insights and practical advice to help us live that blessed and fulfilling lifestyle. So again, thank you for tuning in to Sweet Blessings, where every conversation is a treasure. So we're going to get started. We're going to go ahead and start with a commercial, and then when we come back, we're going to get right into that topic of blessed, but still healing. A great, great, great topic for this evening. Sorry, let me see what's going on. Well, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. I'm Anna, I'm your host. I am of Sweet Blessings, the Anna L. Brothers Show and Podcast. And tonight we're doing a series. This is the second episode in the series, Blessed but Still Healing. The first episode was on Blessed but Still Becoming Me. And so while we were out, we had a few comments. I do want to, I never want to let people. So I think Carl says hello. Carla says, and how are you? And then we have someone else saying hello. And we also have, that's good. Again, he's commenting. Oh, thank you so much for your comments on me. Thank you so much. And then it says, oh, he loves making people's day. Thank you so, so, so much. So I always want to kind of show the comments and everything. So I do want to say also welcome back to the Anna L. Brothers Show and Podcast. And today we're going to continue the series Blessed, but still becoming with an episode that many of us quietly carry. Blessed, but still healing. This episode is for people who love God but still have tender places. It's for ones who love on the outside while healing on the inside. And how many of us, is that happening? If you lost someone, you're kind of happy on the outside, but you're grieving on the inside. You're still healing. And I always tell people, I lost my mom in 2021, and to me, I'm still healing. I still have not gotten over it. It's something that I guess we always will always carry. So I do have a Carl said that is happening to him. Okay, I believe it. I think it's happening to a lot of people. Basically, I've had maybe 3 or 4 deaths in my family, or close friends and everything, and so it's just hard. It's one of those things that it's just hard to cope with, and you try to hold that front or for people, but you still are healing inside, and so I do have, I always, y'all know I got a presentation, so I want to bring that presentation up right now. Blessed but still healing. And before we get started, I just want to say, open with an opening affirmation. And if any of you know me, that most of the time I start my everyday posting an affirmation. Not that I need it, and I figure if I need it, some other people need it too. So I always try to do something that is positive, that gets people's day going on. Sometimes I'm late posting it, but normally I do something every day on some type of affirmation, some type of positivity, something to keep you going, something to make you motivated. So we're going to open this episode with an opening affirmation, and it says, I am blessed even when healing. God is not rushed by my wounds. He walks with me through them. And it's important that you know that as well. So let's kind of look at how I'm going to kind of set this up for you with the episodes, with this episode, really. So, and you think about some of these things. Some people think healing means something is wrong with me or something is wrong with you. So when you think of healing, most people think of you're ill or something like that. But healing is involved in many, many other ways. It's not just involved with when you're sick and stuff and you that get well healing. You have other kind of healings and too. So, but healing doesn't mean you're broken. It means you're brave enough to let God restore you. And that's what happens when you lose someone. It takes time. It does not happen overnight. But it does happen. Okay? You can be grateful and still grieve, y'all. You can be faithful and be fragile. And you can be blessed and still healing. It's important that you know these things. Because all of us, to me, are blessed, but we're still healing. We're still getting over things. It doesn't have to be a death. It could be a relationship. You had a bad relationship. It takes time to heal from that too. healing is involved. So I really want to take another commercial. And then when we come back, I want to look at some personal reflections, some things that I'm sure that you thought of. Some of them you might have thought of. And then there might be some that, that might be new to you. But when we come back, we'll discuss that. So let's take that brief little commercial. And then we'll be right back.
Here's why you need to tune in right now. With CTR Media Network, you can transform your knowledge into a fully produced TV show. Imagine your content streaming on platforms like Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, and Amazon Fire TV, reaching over 350 million households in 140 countries. We take care of everything, from managing your ready-to-go content to global distribution. And it's not just any content, it's edutainment, a perfect blend of education and entertainment that keeps viewers coming back for more. You'll join a vibrant community of thought leaders, podcasters, and educators, all sharing a passion for impactful content and global reach. Plus, with our app available on Google Play and the App Store, your show will be accessible to millions more, ready to shine on the global stage. Let's get you started. Schedule a 15-minute call with us today and turn your idea into a TV sensation. Reply to this video by saying, "I want to learn more." Don't wait, your audience is out there waiting.
Welcome back. Welcome back. I'm Anna, your host of the Anna L. Brothers Show and Podcast, Sweet Blessings, where we inspire, we encourage, and we empower you to live a fulfilling and blessed lifestyle. So as we went to commercial, we were talking a little bit about the episodes and, how we were going to explore some of the topics in this. And so as we went to a commercial, I told you we were going to come back and we're going to talk a little bit about personal reflections. So when we talk about personal reflections, and I'm sure that all of us have done this. I know I have done this for number one, for the first bullet point. There were times in my life when I thought if I prayed enough, I shouldn't still feel this way. Have you ever thought about that? Or have you ever felt that way? That if you prayed enough, it would take care of how you felt. You shouldn't be feeling this way because you prayed. I prayed, so I shouldn't be feeling this way. Have you ever felt that way? Because that's what that is saying. And I know that I have felt that way. And so this is why I'm doing it. We want to reflect on some personal reflections that we have. Some of these you might have, some of these you might not have. I know I have a few of them. Healing doesn't always happen instantly, you all. Sometimes it happens intentionally, layer by layer. A good example of this is when you lose someone dear to you. Each year or each day it gets better and better. That's what they mean by layer by layer. Each day it gets better and better. You never forget, but each day it just gets better and better. Healing taught me that God doesn't rush pain. He redeems it. He doesn't rush pain. He redeems it. If you're in pain, eventually he is going to take that pain away. Carl is still talking. He's saying that, yes, I have. And I probably missed out on what he was saying. Yes, I have too. But that's okay. Because it's important, evidently. He's relating to these personal reflections. And I know the majority of us have done it. But I'm going to let you know, God doesn't rush pain. He redeems it. And you know what? I hate to say it, but sometimes healing looks like rest. Healing looks like rest. And you know, I did an episode on rest because rest is important. And I even kind of related it to the Bible to let you know that oh, that is so sweet. I'm going to put that on the thing so that you can see what Carl has had to say. But I wanted to finish. Let me finish this concept before I move on. And sometimes healing looks like rest. And remember, I told you I did an episode on rest because rest is in the Bible. And you know, even in Genesis, you know, on the seventh day we rest. Okay? So there's a lot of rest going on in the Bible, which means that we need rest, y'all. We need that rest. Okay? And sometimes we push ourselves and we push ourselves. And that's why we have anxieties and all those other things because we don't stop and rest. And the next time, sometimes it looks like boundaries. I also did a thing on boundaries because sometimes we have difficulty in setting boundaries for ourselves. And I also did an episode on that. So if you're interested, you can go back and look at that, both of those episodes, because they're very, very important, because those are two things that I truly, truly think that we need, and we need to look at it, okay? Sometimes it looks like saying, I'm not okay yet, and that's okay. That's okay. You can say that. I'm not okay yet. Now, Carl said that he had to leave you all. But he said that I'm so sorry I have to go, but I subscribe so I can keep watching this beautiful stuff. Thank you for a blessed day. And that reminds me to everyone who is watching to please subscribe to, whether if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to my YouTube. If you're watching on the other channels, you can either like, follow, and please, by all means, share. So I'm glad he said that because most of the time, I forget to do that. It helps me when you like and share and subscribe to my channel. So it helps me with my algorithm and all of those things. So if you're on Facebook or any of those other I'm going to show you right now. I am live on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, you can support me because by giving me stars, okay? But I do go live, and this is my Facebook page. I can on Facebook. I go live there at least 2 or 3, maybe sometimes 4 times a week on that page with different topics, whether it's jewelry or other entities as well. So I did show you jewelry. I do have a jewelry. This is my website for my jewelry. And I also have a website for all of my businesses, which is AnnasLifestyle.com. Also, if you want to know a little bit more about Sweet Blessings or Anna's Lifestyles, or appearing on my show, or for advertising or sponsoring, you can also contact me at info@annaslifestyles llc.com. And that's for any like advertising, sponsors, commercials, guest slots. And I'm always looking for guests to be on my show. If you got something that's unique that you are interested in sharing to the world, by all means reach out to me. I always tell people we've seen in over 350 households in over 100 countries. So it is a great opportunity for you to showcase you and your business. And remember, that is what I am about, inspiring and encouraging and empowering people to live a blessed and fulfilling lifestyle. So I do since Carl brought that up, I did want to come on in and look at that a little bit, because most of the time I forget, y'all. I also we're gonna take, let me see where I am. I have to look at my notes because sometimes I get away from my notes. I want to look at, before we go to commercial, I always try to relate whatever I'm doing to God, because to me, you cannot do it without God. And so, the faith insight, let's look at that. And then we're going to go to commercial, because it's important that we look at how faith is involved in our healing. So, let's look at Psalms 147, verse 3, which says, and I know most of you all are familiar with the songs, but do you ever go way, way, way back? You know, there's a lot of songs in the Bible. So this one says, He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. I want you to notice that it doesn't say He ignores them. It does not say that. It says He binds them. And God doesn't shame your wounds. He tends to them. He makes you feel better. He helps you to get over that sorrow somewhat. You never really get over it, but you're able to deal with it each day. Each day it gets better and better. So we're going to take that commercial now. And then when we come back, we're going to look at some still becoming moments. Be right back. All righty, we are back. We are back. I am, if you're just tuning in, I am Anna. I am the host of Sweet Blessings, the Anna L. Brothers Show and Podcast, where we inspire, we encourage, and we empower you to live a fulfilling and blessed lifestyle. As we went to commercial, we talked about the faith insights into healing and how God helps us in our healing. He doesn't shame us when we're hurting. He tends to us. He helps us get through those trials and tribulations that we're going through. And so I want to talk a little bit about still becoming moments, because we still have them. And so here's what I'm still healing from. And see if you can relate to some of these. Letting go of what I thought should have been. Have you ever thought something should be a certain way and it's not that way? You got to let go of it. Releasing the guilt for needing time. And you'll hear me say, time just gets away from me. That's guilt. I got to release that, y'all. Because sometimes I look at it and I say, we have all these people who are millionaires and they have the same 24 hours that I do. But sometimes the time just gets away from me. But I'm not going to even lie. Sometimes I stop and I rest. And I rest until I get enough rest. Because I feel like sometimes I just go. And I feel like God is telling me, Anna, you need to slow down. And so I sleep. I will lay down. I will sleep. I feel better when I get up. I can still get up and do what I got to do. But it kind of slows me down because I'm older now. And I guess that's, what's happening in my life, So trusting that healing doesn't erase my strength. It reveals it. Because when I'm trusting that healing, I get better. You get better. So remember that healing is not a weakness. It's holy work. It's holy work. And don't think that because you're healing, sometimes people look at how you handle situations and it gives them the strength, you all, to handle their situation better. So don't think that you're not setting an example to other people or anything. And just keep all of those things, in mind as you go through your day of still becoming moments or still healing, because we're still healing as we go. All right, so I'm going to pause here, and I kind of want to reflect, okay? Because something, and most of you know that I am really heavy into reflections. It's important. But I want to pause and reflect here because I think that there's some questions that we all need to ask ourselves. And this is one that I think is really important. What part of me needs gentleness instead of judgment right now? I'm going to repeat that. What part of me needs gentleness instead of judgment right now? Because, the Bible says you shouldn't judge. But, have you ever found yourself judging? Do you find other people that judge you? Do you find other people that tell you what you need to do? They're not focused on this themselves. They're focused on you. So you have to think about what part of me needs gentleness instead of judgment right now. And sometimes you just have to turn that stuff around. So ask yourself, am I speaking to myself the way God speaks to me? Should you be speaking to yourself the way God speaks to you? And believe me, God speaks to you, y'all. You know, somebody's speaking to you because you think about it. I think about it sometime. I wake up and it could be in a dream. It could be anywhere. It could be like a premonition. Oh, I feel like I've been here before. Who's to say that's not God speaking? You don't know. But are you speaking to yourself the way God speaks to me? You need to think about that. So just to give you a few things to kind of like think about or pause, and get that brain and stuff going. Um, I I'm trying to better my life, y'all. Okay, and I'm gonna come out of this for a little bit. I'm trying to better my life, okay, and so I put things in place. Don't think that I get on here and I tell you things and I don't do them, because I do. I try new things. I have no problem in trying. I'm very innovative, and I believe in trying new things. And so I've tried. I used to be an avid exerciser, so I'm trying to get the doctor and all of them say I need to get back into my exercise, because if I don't, I'm gonna lose it. Your bones and all that stuff. It gets, as you get older, it tightens up on you, your muscles and stuff like that. So they are suggesting that I get back into my exercising, which I know I should, because I did it before COVID, but COVID kind of slowed everything down. And so now I'm getting back into it. So I exercise, at least 3-4 times a week, sometimes 5 times a week. But I am doing this class, doing more than one class, but one class is a stretch class, and the other one is a chair yoga class. And I really enjoy both of those classes. But the chair yoga class is filled with affirmations. She starts it off with a quote, and then we go into our routine. I'm really enjoying this class. And it's yoga is basically a stretch time, and I really need it because my arms, all that stuff, doing that stuff. But anyway, to make a long story short, I wanted to show you this cup. I don't even know if you all can see it. Yeah, you can see it. If I get up real close, it says, "Remember to keep your cup full." She gave everyone in the class. Remember, I told you she's very positive, and getting all the negativity out, and talking about healing, and all of those things. And so she gave everyone in the class a cup, and I thought I would share that with you since we're talking about healing, because she just came back from a funeral. And like I said, we all are going through some type of something. Okay, something. We're going through something. And we just need to have a little healing. So, in my closing blessing, because this evening I am going to give you a closing blessing. And if you are healing, hear this clearly. God is not disappointed in your pace. He is present in your progress. You are not behind. And remember, you are becoming whole. Remember those things. We're going to break for a commercial, and then I'm going to come back, and we're going to summarize this, and I'll see you, and then we'll get on out of here for the next week. So let's go to that last commercial.
CTR Media Network is now accepting new podcasters to join our growing network that's reaching 350 million global listeners. Have you heard? CTR Media Network offers podcast production, podcast training, distribution, and product placement. Book us for your next event or schedule an interview with CTR Media Network podcasters today. To learn more, go to ctrmedianetwork.com.
Alrighty, welcome back. In summary, I hope that you can, you take away from this this evening. I want you to remember that being blessed doesn't mean you never hurt, because you do. It means God is close enough to heal. And I want you to remember also to let your light shine even when you are healing. Let your light shine even when you are healing. So I want to thank you this evening. And I want to say that I hope that in some way I have inspired you. And I hope that some way I have encouraged you. And I hope that some way I have empowered you to live a fulfilling and blessed lifestyle. I always kind of close my shows with what I really think is so, it's really important to me. I call it the 3 L's. I'm bringing up some other stuff now because, it was up before, but it's gone now, so I have to put it back up here, y'all. Just bear with me just a few moments. All right. So I always end my show with my 3 L's, because I feel like these 3 L's, it's like it's what life is all about. So the first one is to live. You want to live your life. Live, L-I-V-E. Live. Live your life to the fullest. The second thing that you want to do is to laugh. Make sure that you laugh. Find time to laugh or put laughter into your life, because it makes you feel better. It's really good for you. And then the last thing is to love. Love everybody if you can. It's hard, but the most important person that you need to love is yourself. Self-love is very important. And until that, I'll meet you in the next episode, y'all. Stay blessed. Bye-bye.